Hello, let's jump into some tricks and tips every player needs to know. The button K on your keyboard lets you zoom in and out with the mouse and look around. This helps you find things underground, in walls, and keep an eye around you. It also lets you get some nice screenshots. Left Alt is like K, but you have to hold it down. This is great for watching behind you. You can use K to set your camera to look behind you, and then when you hit Left Alt, it'll automatically go back to that last camera position. So when you hold Left Alt down, you'll see behind you immediately, and when you let off of it, it'll immediately go back to your normal camera. This is great for catching someone sneaking up or following you. Tired of drag and dropping? To speed up inventory management, hover over an item with your mouse and hit the T button to move items quickly. And O drops items. You can also type in something like stone in the search box and then hit drop all, and it will only drop stone. Or any item with the name stone. But anyway, this is great when metal farming. When crafting, hitting A will craft a stack, which is usually 100. Hold A down to max the crafting amount. If you are crafting multiple items and want to stop crafting, hit cancel crafting. This is located at the bottom right of the crafting inventory. Chainsaws are great for getting mutton, hide, and electronics. To get free chainsaws or blueprints for them, check drops on Rag and Scorched Earth. Scorched Earth drops have a higher chance of chainsaws and whips. There are red ocean crates on Scorched Earth and Ragnarok where you can get good items and blueprints once you reach level 80. There are resource maps that shows you where to get these. If you would like a video on where to find them, let me know in the comments below. Gen 2 beacon drops are crazy good. You can easily get a good gun and industrial forge from them. Something I have been doing for years, but may not be that well known, is making soap. If you put oil and organic poly in a cooking pot, or industrial cooker, you get soap. Soap can be used to remove paint, and if you put it in a grinder, you get some organic polymer back. So it's a great way to store organic poly that is going bad anyway. Another tip with organic poly is that it will kill you instantly if you eat it. When fighting in caves where the best strategy is to take prisoners, if someone grapples you or hits you with a gas grenade, munch down an organic polymer to instantly die. But man, trying to keep organic polymer on you and fresh during a raid seems pretty hard to do, right? You have to constantly be leaving and going and getting more. So how do you get around this besides without bringing a snail with you to store the organic polymer in? Well, you can craft custom food made from organic polymer. That's right, you can drop organic poly into a cooking pot with a piece of paper and some berries and make a recipe that will kill you. It's also funny to have these on you during a raid, so if you get killed and they steal your kit but you have no other type of food on you, the enemy may actually pick it up and eat it instead of their food, and then die because they didn't realize. Always carry grapples. These bad boys can save you from falling, get you out of a pick by grappling a dino or ground after being picked, let you drag players with less weight around, weigh down dinos, and many more uses. When deciding what to tame in most cases, it is always better to tame higher levels, even if you do not have kibble. For meat eaters, mutton is fine. Unfortunately, bear eaters lose a lot of efficiency and take a long time without kibble. Vegetables work best, but still not great. Even though it will gain less levels and take longer than if you had kibble, if it's a dino you're going to be using, the higher the level, the better. High levels are less likely to get killed by random PvE. Low level dinos are hard to keep alive, and when mistakes or issues arise, they often die and then you're back to retaming, so you end up losing more time by having lower levels rather than taking the time for the high level. Another neat trick with taming, even if the effectiveness is low, the game knows what the final stats would have rolled into, so when you breed the dino, the baby can inherit the stats the parents would have had if it was a perfect tame. When breeding, the baby has a high chance to get one of the parent stats, and a low chance to get both of the parent stats. One of the goals when breeding Rexes, for example, would be if the dad had a high base stat into health, and the mom had a high base stat into melee, then you would be trying to get a baby born with both the health and the melee. Once you got a baby with both parent stats, then you would breed this new baby with other Rexes until you got the opposite sex with the same stats. At this point, you would breed the two Rexes with the same stats to get the exact duplicates. While on the subject of breeding, I've seen a lot of questions about how to hatch eggs. If an egg says it is too hot or too cold, you can use ACs to change the temperature. Don't let the name fool you. They are not actually air conditioners, they are more insulators. They provide both hyper and hypothermal resistances rather than actually changing the temperature. This allows players to survive most temperatures and eggs to incubate in most temperatures. No matter where I am, at 22 ACs seems to be enough to hatch every egg. When using ACs, make sure to set the dino up next to them or put ceilings above the ACs. If you put the eggs on top of the ACs, the baby will hatch inside the ACs. You can also sit foundations right on the ACs in some circumstances, and this is even better. ACs also clip into each other pretty well if you're looking to save space. If you prefer to go primitive and you don't want to use ACs, find a place where the egg is too cold and use fire pits and torches to increase the temperature. Turn them off and on as the egg gets too hot or cold. The reasoning for this is, if you find a place that's too hot, you can't really cool the egg down without ACs. You could also use the egg incubator, which is really nice. It can hatch up to 10 eggs at a time. So not great for massive dino raises, but still good for a few eggs at a time. The best part is, they do not hatch until you tell them to. The incubator does require that you be level 89, but that shouldn't be an issue. Check out the playlist linked above to see how to hit level 100 in just a few hours. While on the subject of breeding, we can't forget about the Oviraptor. If you have an Oviraptor nearby on Wonder, they can reduce the cooldown on breeding intervals, and they increase the rate at which dinos lay normal eggs. And how you know an Oviraptor is working is you will see the egg symbol above the dinosaurs. Just make sure to weigh them down or put them in a cage so they do not wander off. If you enjoyed the video, smash that like button. Have an awesome day.